Hello. um, that's hell. My chair. Anyway. So yeah, I wanted to make a video about these two albums that I ended up doing, or I'm doing. Um, yeah, so one is called Naked for Satan, which is actually about a restaurant here in Melbourne, in Fitzroy, Collingwood Fitzroy, and it's called Naked for Satan. And when I was there, I think it was last year now, or no, it was earlier this year, with my friend Melissa, who I do on a Friday. We do positive attitude, which is like a dinner, like a luncheon for people living with HIV and AIDS. Anyway, we went there, and we went upstairs because the restaurant is upstairs, covered, and also you can sit outside, and it's kind of like on the rooftop of this building, and you can look out over the city. Anyway, we got a book. They gave us like a complimentary book, which is this massive, I don't know, it's like a hardcover. I guess it's a recipe book. It's a history book of the place, of the restaurant. Anyway, and so it inspired me a lot because I was reading it, and I really like the cover. It's very monochromatic, very simple, and I kind of just like the atmosphere of the restaurant also. I'd been there once previously, and I mean, well, a few times actually when I was younger, but once like to have a drink previously downstairs. And also they used to do this thing where they used to have pinchos, like a little, like tapas essentially, or like chinchetti, like you get in Venice, like these little pieces of bread, and then they have things on top of it, and then speared with like a little toothpick. And you have it, like you just collect the toothpicks, and on a little napkin or plate or whatever, and then at the end you give it when you also pay for your drink. And it's really cool, and then you pay for that too. And it was really cool. They don't do it anymore, unfortunately, but I really liked that also. Anyway, and then so I was inspired by the book, the restaurant, and also this idea of like reading the menu. I actually, last time I went, I took a menu because it's just like, paper menus, they're disposable, and it was like very there's like some sort of, there's aspects of course that's always linking to a sort of sexual innuendo with a lot of it, and because of course it's naked, right? So of course that's a bit like, whoa. uh, and I just really like this whole thing, this whole like almost the aesthetic of it. And so I wrote a few songs inspired by a few of the titles in the book, and also in the menu, and just some thoughts of my own. So yeah, that was something I created just because I want to get through a lot of these albums I have, that I've written in the last 2 years, really, only, of course, and this year. So 3 years, I guess. But really, really only since 2021 and this year have I done music or even been writing lyrics in a real capacity. But of course, my background is in writing, so I mean, I have been writing for quite a long time, but it's more that, yeah, this specific type of writing, lyrics, which is sort of like poetry. So yeah, and so I have had that now finished. I'm uploading, and I'm going to arrange the playlist now, like today. And yeah, and then there's another one that I just started sort of really out of the blue. It's one of those ones where I just came up with the idea organically, it just happened. Which is Bearbrass 1989, which is sort of a kind of reimagining of Melbourne as a sort of, I don't know exactly, I'm still figuring that out, but as a sort of neo-Victorian / Tokyo cyber city type thing in like 1989. And because I thought of this alternative idea of like, imagine if in the 80s America sort of declined a bit, let's say, and from Australia anyway, and Japan took more predominance culturally and like that. And so I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if like it was kind of Melbourne slightly Japanified, I guess you could say. So that's kind of what I'm attempting to do. I don't think it's being conveyed very well, but anyway, go from failure to failure without a lack of enthusiasm, I feel, right? Um, yeah. So anyway, so I'm doing that. That's essentially just sort of bass, synth pads, synth leads, and some kind of hi-hat synth arrangements. It's very simple. It's like drone. A lot of it's just drone stuff. I'm not sure if I want to add the rain, like, and do the sort of Vangelis Blade Runner, homage. I'm not sure. I'll see. Maybe I might do that as like an outro, like as a bit of a wink to it. More likely as like a homage. But yeah, so that's kind of just a little like musical holiday, I guess you could say. Oh, and then the other thing was this sort of weird EP I did, I guess, slash album, Fake, which was just a series of like pictures. I think I described this in the previous explainer. I think it was about when I was talking about Vermilion Gateway. But anyway, that's I really took these like photos from all over, especially from this artist. I know this artist friend of mine, and I really just liked it. He did like a flood on Facebook of these like 50 or 60 different images, and I was like, wow, some of these are really cool actually. So I used those and then created like some songs, just jingles really, around them. And I did one about Mona Lisa because I don't know, a few months ago, like someone threw a cake at the Mona Lisa or some shit. And so I thought, well, he took a photo of like he threw a lamington, which is like an Australian, very Australian cake, at his like copy of the Mona Lisa, and I just like the postmodernity of that. I mean, it's really beautiful. So I thought I'd just play with that and do like a really Australian accent kind of monologue essentially, as if she was on the phone or he was on the phone talking to like some person in Paris or whatever, and they just got this news, about someone throwing a cake at the Mona Lisa. Yeah, and then I did another small EP called Under Heavy Manners, which was kind of like a pastiche of, I don't know, like the spectacle politics in the UK right now. There's a big competition between like, the like super conservative party, the Liberal Party, their equivalent, and so it was, yeah, just something that I thought was interesting. And then Boris leaving and hasta la vista baby. I was like, you can't, like, it's pure spectacle, this shit, man. And I just was like, I'll write a really, not write, I didn't write it, I just sort of, it just came to my head, I just sort of recorded it under Heavy Manners, and then, yeah, it just happened. So it was like that too. I mean, these ones that are very short, when there's only 3 or 4, maybe 5 songs, they're kind of what I call like musical holidays. I'm not writing it. It's just stream of consciousness. Actually, Rhizome said this, I think, one of the comments. He's like, yeah, you're just a stream of consciousness. Like, what's it called? Like association thinking. And I said, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. It's exactly like that, actually. And I think of a narrative, and then I just think of, not even a narrative, I just sort of roll with it. A narrative makes it sound like I actually know what I'm doing. No. It's just like going with it and then rhyming, hopefully, and trying to say something. I don't know, but it's like that. So, yeah. And what was the other thing? Oh Lord, I don't know. Oh, I added like a tiny little intro to Hibiscus Convertible because I don't know, man. Like, you go on social media or you go on YouTube or not YouTube, sorry, but for Instagram, and you see like the reels, and you click them, and then I go, oh damn, like it's my friend or whatever, and then it clicks to the next one, which is actually this person that's inspired all of this stuff, and I'm like, damn, now it's like a spear in my head, it's like a little psychological nudge, like a little flick, and then you start, and then it just, I don't know if it happens to you guys, but it ripples like your whole day. It ripples like this little, like tiny little, like voice or something, like little, I don't know, like a little grit of sand in your drink or something like that. It feels like that in your head about this memory of this person or whatever, and it just really triggers you, like it really triggers all these other cascading things. Anyway, and so I thought, I'll write something, like not write something again, which is I just recorded that, so it's quite intimate, quite true what I said in the introduction to Hibiscus Convertible. And that's just that thing again that slams into my head, like, should I send this to these people, to Jag or to whoever? And I think, oh man, like, I shouldn't do that. because like it's not gonna be, yeah, it's not like it's not gonna be helpful for them. And it's only really helpful for me in the sense that I can express what I'm feeling and understand myself better, right? That's the whole point. I mean, music is free therapy. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I mean, that's sort of pretty much all I wanted to say. I'm working on the next album. I'm not sure what it will be, actually. I have to look through the thing. I think it might be because I started to do Babe Alone in Babylon. So I think it probably will be Babe Alone in Babylon, which is, yeah, the Jane Birkin album, which I really, really admire. It's just really beautiful. I'm going to reimagine it, as I do with a lot of the Gainsbourg stuff, obviously. Um, and yeah, see how we go. I like that, she, on the cover of the Ballad of Melody Nelson, which is Gainsbourg, but anyway, she has like the teddy bear in her arms and she's naked. She has just no top on. But she has this like teddy bear wearing something similar to this. And so that's why I kind of have the teddy bear in the Babylon to Babylon uh, cover, I guess, cover? I don't know, photo. And yeah, so it's kind of a homage to that. And it's also a homage to like the album cover of the original Babylon. She's kind of wearing like a veil, and it's very 80s. She's got this like it's kind of like this, like there's this blare, like this um, light. I don't know what you call this, but like a flare. Um, and she's in red, because a lot of like there are like several references in the songs where they talk about red, the color red, or blood red, or something like this. So yeah, um, so yeah, I'll probably do that, and then I might do another one. I mean, I sort of want to do another EP, to sort of, yeah, just try to keep moving my stuff forward, like keep innovating in some way. I think I also want to. I might also, at the same time as I do Babe Alone, I might also do it's called Enfant Terrible, or Enfant Terrible, or terrible child, terrible young person, child really it means, which is like about about Arthur Rimbaud, and um, because I did one of my first collections of songs was kind of called Le Séjour en Hell, is it Le Voyage en Enfer, or maybe it is actually Le Séjour de Enfer, I'm not sure. Um, Again, it's like a collection of poems by this guy called Arthur Rimbaud, and he's a French guy, and kind of like a seminal symbolist poet, has really innovative language, the way that he conveys sentiments and ideas, and using inanimate objects or using symbology very deeply in the poetry, the rhythm of it, and also as a way to as metaphor. So anyway, I translated some of things, and I wanted to do a collection called Enfant Terrible, Terrible Infant. So I don't know. I think that would just be really like, I want to make it sort of like iridescent, actually, Panther, in that sense that I want to make it a little bit more atmospheric. I quite enjoyed doing that album, just because it was something really quite of a difference for me to do, which was, this more atmospheric sonicscape, more articulated, kind of like I sort of felt. I always like Eno or Philip Glass or these sort of ambient music makers a lot, and I really like vaporwave and things like that too. And so eventually I would like to try and make a vaporwave album, but I just don't have the technology right now to sort of do it. I mean, I don't even have like a computer that has the capacity to do anything. Like, I don't make anything on a computer; it's all just made on this phone. So all of these albums, so it's like that. But yeah, maybe one day I'll do a vapor album. I'm not sure. I'd like to. So I mean, it's in my head. Like, I know what I'd say, what I'd do lyrically, and also atmospherically. Like, what I want to convey, like this false nostalgia. Because I think I would like to create vaporwave music, heavily inspired by the writings of Mark Fisher, and of Bifo, and of Jameson. This kind of postmodernist writers and critics. because I think a lot of the things that they are talking about are really, really, like, I think it would fit so well with a vaporwave album with songs, actual lyrical songs as well as just the atmosphere that's created in them. So yeah, and also Burial, of course, is like another person that I think would be really useful in terms of integrating other forms of sampling and creating these lush sonicscapes with a sort of vapor feel to it, sort of faux nostalgia. But yeah, so that's kind of on the works, as I say. These are the things I'm thinking about. But yeah, and I guess I'm sort of saying with all of that, is that with Enfant Terrible, I would probably try and do something like that, but make it sound like it's from, I don't know, like I want to make it sound synthy and kind of glitchy, but at the same time I also want it to sound like it's from the 1860s or something in some way. So, I'm not sure. I have to, yeah, I want to create a sonicscape with Enfant Terrible. That's really the point. But yeah, in a totally different way to Iridescent. So, yeah, it's like that. I don't know. We'll know. Who knows? And then I'm thinking I will actually travel to some other thing altogether, but I think I will actually travel. I think I need to, like, travel in order to get more inspiration, in order to, like, because I want to start doing non-English language albums, because I understand a fair amount of Italian, I think, now, that I can, maybe, and same with French, maybe, but I want to get, like, the sounds, the ambient sounds of, I don't know, like, Paris or something, or whatever. And I think I will try and sample a lot of videos, like street videos and things like this. But I don't know how to convert it into like a pure sonic file, so I can then integrate it and edit it in my shitty little program that I use to create videos. So yeah, so it's like that. But bar that, I will probably just go there. I need to get out of Melbourne. Like it's incredibly claustrophobic after all of these lockdowns. I mean, I've not left this country since 2018. Which is a video I've talked about before, where everyone died and all this sort of stuff, and when I came back and blah blah blah, and so it's like, yeah, a lot of like trauma and grief and all of that sort of thing. Life, life. You gotta risk living, baby, shit. Don't just exist. But yeah, so it's that sort of thing, and I think I will probably end up going to Europe. I want to go to India, hey, I really want to go to India, but I feel that India, for me, I'm not ready. Like, you gotta be really psyched up for India, because India's a whole different planet. It's a different planet. And, you know, but yeah, so Europe I'll probably end up going to if I can. I'll see money, la la la, all that sort of practical stuff. But also, yeah, if I go, it will probably be fairly soon, like in a few months, like 3 months or something from now, I'd say. Yeah, so anyway, that's another thing altogether. But with the music, I'll keep making music. I don't think if I travel that I'll make music. I might, actually, that being said, because I always say that and then I end up making music, because it's sort of a compulsion. It's like, yeah, my friend was like, you're addicted to making music, aren't you? And I said, no, it's pure compulsion. Pure compulsion. I'm compelled. Like gravitational debris. I'm just compelled to just, to do, I don't know why. I mean, maybe next year I won't do any music whatsoever. I mean, fuck, I don't know. So it's like, just roll with it. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be making music until I'm like, 90. That would be cool. But anyway, we'll see. I mean, I don't follow the usual script, baby, so I'm not too worried about what people think or what life's supposed to be or any of that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm just trying to figure some shit out by this stuff, so it's like that. I'm too poor for real therapy. I can only do the creative type, self-therapy. That's how I'm getting to become an emotional genius. My emotional intelligence is now, I think, fairly high, but anyway, can get higher, of course. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of it. Thanks for watching. I can never do that with a straight face. And take care. No, I don't know. Yeah, take care. Keep smiling. Make some music or whatever, and even just like slam it pot hard and repeat it, loop it, and then just, I don't know, yodel. Like, that would be cool. That's what like the Swiss do. So, oh god, now I've insulted the Swiss. Anyway, they also make lovely cheese and clocks and chocolate and other things, and they're beautiful and mountainous. And there's more guns and people in Switzerland. My friend's there right now in Zurich. Amazing, great, very clean. Sort of like Singapore, but without the death penalty. So it's great. You can listen, but it's not it's not so fatalistic. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, good night, whatever. feel like the Truman Show. And bye, ciao, bye.